Hi, Assalamualaikum. The topic for my presentation today is Technical Vocational and Training Education during the COVID-19 pandemic in Malaysia. I will start by introducing myself. My name is Putri Shain and my matrix number is 2024250474. I'm from class BA 2733E. Before we dive into the issues and challenges faced in TVET programs in Malaysia, as well as the suggested solutions to overcome it, I will briefly explain about what is TVET. TVET actually stands for Technical and Vocational Education and Training. In Malaysia, TVET includes formal, non-formal and informal training programs and initiatives designed to provide people with the hands-on skills and expertise needed for different jobs, industries or professions. In TVET, youth are given the chance to gain knowledge and skills from foundational to advanced level through various educational institutions and workplace environments. TVET programs in Malaysia are offered at certificate, diploma and degree level by 7 ministries, state and private skills development center that includes the Ministry of Higher Education. Next, we'll move on to the main issues in TVET during the pre-COVID-19 time. There are 3 main issues that were highlighted on the journal. The first one is lack of student motivation and career counseling. TVET programs is often shown as suitable mainly for students from low-income backgrounds, school dropouts, or those with poor academic results. Basically, TVET is considered second choice after university. More to it, based on an interview with the parents and the students, they also highlighted that the low interest and enrollment in TVET are caused by lack of awareness of vocational pathway and career opportunities. Here is the part where career counseling plays a major role to help parents and students to explore and guide students in choosing their professional career based on their strengths, weaknesses, resources, and opportunities. The second issue is where there are stigmas towards the TVET educations. Parents often associate TVET with low academic achievers, poor socioeconomic backgrounds, and unskilled or dirty jobs. On top of it, some parents also love to emphasize academic achievement at schools rather than the skills and interests of students. Community insights also contribute to negative perceptions among parents in TVET training programs. According to the journal, Ismail and Abidin stated that the employers have negative views of TVET qualifications and careers, often undervaluing them in workplace. Lastly, lecturer competency and infrastructure limitations. In TVET programs, it is crucial to have competent and skilled vocational instructor for an effective teaching and learning process in TVET, as TVET mainly focuses on training students to be equipped with technical knowledge and skills to fulfill the job market. Unfortunately, due to the lack of qualified TVET instructors, many are hired right after graduating from university or college based only on academic qualifications without evaluating their practical skills. Apart from this, lack of funding and poor access to teaching tools and updated infrastructure also contributed to lower enrollment in community colleges. The next thing we will discuss is the challenges that TVET institutions faced during COVID-19. The COVID-19 pandemic not only disrupted traditional learning and teaching, but also forced educators to adjust to new norms by shifting to online methods to carry out their lessons. The challenges are separated into 3 factors, and the first one is the institution readiness. TVET institutions' ability to carry out e-learning relies on how well they can adapt the curriculum, the availability of infrastructure like internet, devices, and platforms, as well as the readiness of educators to teach online. For TVET institutions, there are difficulties transitioning to e-learning due to the practical nature of TVET, which requires hands-on work and learning by doing activities. Next, we'll go through the instructor readiness. Before the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic, e-learning was not a preferred method or tools of learning by the instructors in TVET institution due to the nature of TVET programs, which focuses more on practical components. However, affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, TVET institution needs to shift from conventional teaching methods to online learning in response to the lockdown. This has caused dramatic response due to the change of teaching methods. Some instructors lack e-learning and ICT skills, needing basic training and adjustment in teaching methods to fit the new norm. Besides that, increased workload and stress adapting to online models is also a challenge as they try to adapt to the new teaching norm and have received increased messages and questions from students at all hours. Last but not least is the student readiness. The world's school students, which roughly around 1.6 billion or 91.3% have been affected by the system closures due to the COVID-19. Students face several e-learning challenges such as lacking remote learning skills, needing more time to prepare online materials, poor internet access, high data costs, difficult to use platforms, and content that isn't student friendly. Poor internet access, less hands-on learning, and cancelled internships have lowered students' motivation and affected their learning. Many students from B40, which is the low-income families, couldn't join e-learning sessions due to the lack of devices, limited data access, and poor home learning environments. Studying from home, they missed out on essential facilities like computers, internet, printers, and quiet study place. Here are some suggestions to solve the issue. First, we go through the suggestions for the government panel. The government could improve internet and also device accessibility according to the needs of the students. For example, expanding internet coverage nationwide, introduce affordable internet or data plans specifically for students, and also launch a device assistance scheme that can help students who have low financial stability to participate in the learning process better. The government should also try to develop a national e-learning guidelines for TVET programs that creates a standardized e-learning frameworks that includes hands-on alternative. Lastly, the government could strengthen education and industry collaboration by collaborating with industries to offer internships, apprenticeships, and short-term jobs even during crisis. For TVET institutions and instructors, they could invest in blended learning model that uses a mix of online theory classes and limited in-person practical sessions. Since many students and lecturers struggle with scattered tools, institutions should develop dedicated e-learning platforms that combines all the resources for easy references. Lastly, institutions should revise their curriculum and assessments such as redesign learning materials that suit the online delivery. They can also use virtual tools for skill training and delay practical assessments if needed. For the instructors' part, instructors could try and improve their e-learning skills by undergoing training in digital teaching, online assessments, and student engagement strategies. They can also make the learning process interactive by using gamification like quizzes, leaderboards to make the classes fun and engaging. Last but not least, they can use virtual labs and simulations that incorporate tools like virtual welding apps, remote labs, or even 3D demonstration to stimulate hands-on practice online. The last panel would be the parents. The initiative that the parents can do is by supporting the learning process at home. Parents can support their children emotionally and logistically by creating a quiet and conducive learning space for their children. Parents can also encourage the children to enroll in TVET institutions by looking at TVET as a valuable path. Parents should change the mindset that TVET is only for weak students. They should recognize that TVET programs actually offers real career path in industries like manufacturing, IT, automotive, and healthcare. To conclude my video presentation today, the COVID-19 pandemic made it clear that Malaysia's TVET system faces many challenges, especially when moving to online learning. Issues like poor internet access, lack of motivation, and negative views about TVET made it harder for students and teachers to adapt. However, this situation also gave a chance to improve the system. With better support from the government, schools, teachers, and parents, TVET can become stronger, more modern, more respected. These changes are important to help students gain the right skills for future jobs and support the country's growth.